I think elsewhere he said that Putin was not a good KGB agent.
That's right.
A mediocre one, but is an excellent politician.
Yeah, and a good organizer. He was known as a really, really good organizer. When Yeltsin hired him as prime minister, he cleaned up the mess because Yeltsin was under Yeltsin, Russia deteriorated tremendously, and it became sort of a mix of an oligarchy and a criminal enterprise and chaotic.
So he had skills that made him a good executive.
Oh, absolutely.
Now let's go back to him as a KGB agent. He was a KGB agent. I mean, according to him, once a KGB agent, always a KGB agent. But 16 years, let's say, something like this. What do you think about, from your experience? Now you're maybe the same age as him, approximately the same age as him.
He's a little younger.
A little younger.
Yeah.
What do you think about the KGB experience he had made him the man he is? What aspect of that, from your own experience, how much does that define you, who you are, how you think about the world, how you analyze the geopolitics of the world, how you analyze human nature?
Now, I got to tell you one thing. He had a different type of training than I did. Mine was one-on-one, and he went to school, so to speak. So
classroom training,
right? But fundamentally, he was not a top agent. This is very simple. There's only one thing you need to know. He knows German pretty well. So where was he deployed? In East Germany. Not in West Germany, not in Switzerland, not in Austria. That's where they sent the best, right? One would think, generally.
We're learning here.
Right.
So this is your classification of where they send the best. There's people classify all kinds of stuff, like what is the best university in the world? What is the best football team in the world?
Yeah.
And you start to get a sense. The good guys get sent, the best athletes get sent to, we can disagree on this, but what the football team is, but you have a sense. And you're saying that the best agents would have been sent.
One would think so. Now, this is not a forcing argument, but I also have it from a word from the horse's mouth.
Which horse? What kind of horse? What's the breed of the horse?
Oleg Kalugin. You know who Oleg Kalugin is, and he's still alive. He was at one point the head of counterintelligence for the first directorate, espionage, right? And Putin was in the first directorate and reported to Kalugin for a while. And Oleg told me to my face that Oleg was not an impressive agent trainee or agent.
That Vladimir Putin was not impressive.
Not impressive at all.
Now, he's biased, given his current situation.
Well, yeah, he could still make it up because he had this big ruckus when he was in Parliament and called Putin a war criminal about the war in Serbia.
Not only could he make it up, I wouldn't trust his analysis. I mean, I have to, when people, I've been working very hard even before this war to try to understand objective analysis of all the parties involved. You have to really keep an open mind here to see clearly, to understand if you are to try to help in some way make a better world, in this case, stop this war, or have all the countries involved flourish, bring out the best in the people, remove the corruption and the greed and the destructive aspects of the governments and let the people flourish. For all of that, you have to put all the biases aside, all the political bickering, all the, all the biased analysis. And there's a lot of propaganda that says that, in fact, Putin was a good agent.
Mm-hmm.
How else would he rise through the ranks, right?
Because he was a good politician, and he made a lot of good connections within the KGB. Allow me to say something. You just taught me a lesson, and the lesson I should have figured out myself, because I keep on telling people that in the intelligence world, you never know the truth 100%. So when you said Oleg could make that up, of course he could have. But you get to a point where you're forced to make a decision or have an opinion, and then you use your best educated guess.
Yes.
So I'm going to take the certainty of the statement that I made back.
Yes.
Because it's quite possible that you're right.
Well, what I've noticed about Vladimir Putin, and this is true about, for example, Donald Trump and all those kinds of divisive figures, that for some reason people's opinion on the details of those people are very sticky. Once you decide this is a bad guy, there's like a black hole, and people are not able to think like one act at a time. You don't have to like, that doesn't somehow justify this. This somehow doesn't remove all the evil things that are done, but you can analyze clearly each of the actions. And to me, it is interesting to see, how did this man rise through the ranks? Now, you're saying that to be a KGB agent, there's a lot of skills involved. And perhaps raw technical skill of spycraft is perhaps not related to the skill of rising through the ranks.
Right.
And you're saying as a politician, he was good at rising through
lying
the ranks.
and influencing, that is something that is significant, as a significant talent and ability that an agent must have. That helps you as a politician.